Hello, 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 everyone. Happy Monday morning. It's Andrea Wilson here, the broker over at Brickhouse Realty. Thank you for joining me. Today, we are in the final stretch of 2020. It is Christmas week. Are you guys ready and prepared, done with all of your Christmas shopping? And so I hope all of you are in for many blessings this holiday season. And as always, I pop on here on Mondays to share with you your Market Monday update, letting you know what's going on in the real estate market, giving you some tips and information. So I am going to do that again with you today. So thank you for joining me.
To share with you your Market Monday update.
Got that double playing here. So let's get to it. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. So today is just like every other Monday, even though it's a holiday week, and I'm just sharing you some information. I know we're all super busy this week, finishing up last minute Christmas shopping, wrapping up any final hours maybe in the office. So I'm not going to be long today. Today, I want to give you some do's and don'ts if you are thinking about buying a home and you apply for a mortgage. This always comes up from time to time. So I think it's important and a great way to remind people what to do and not to do when you have already applied for a mortgage. So when you are in the process of buying a home, you're going to be connected with a mortgage or a bank or a lender to see how much you qualify for a loan. And so that lender is going to pull your credit, review your credit, and tell you a pre-approval amount that you can apply for. And it is very fragile information. And it's fragile to the point where the slightest little change for some of you to your credit, it can be detrimental and kill the deal for you. So where you're going in, you have this pre-approval letter, and then you've altered something on your credit report, and you thought you were going to get that pre-approval. Once we find that home, write that contract, get it over to the lender, and then they do a final kind of review of everything, and they find out that things change. Maybe the price point of the home that you were going to be purchased has to be lowered, or you can't get a loan at all. So I want to share, I have a list right here. So I'm going to share some of those with you. So the number one thing is do not deposit cash into your banking account until you speak to the lender. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about banking, bank accounts. So I actually am a housing counselor as well. So I review a lot of credit reports and bank statements for individuals who are trying to purchase a home. So one of the things I want to bring up when I talk about those bank statements and not just cash, you have to keep your bank accounts clean if you're thinking about buying a home. A lot of times we'll see in the bank account, you know, you're buying from Amazon is a big one nowadays. Amazon, Target is another big one that I see all the time. And so in your account, you see the money coming in, but we're seeing all of these transactions. It's important for you to keep your bank account clean, or at least have more than one bank account. So you want that bank account where your paycheck is coming in and you're making, you know, if you want to make your rent payments and all of that through there, but all that extra stuff in between that you're doing, you're going out, you know, you are buying from Amazon all the time, you want to make sure you move that over to another account. The lender does not like to see all that activity in there. Actually, it kind of raises a flag for them and could prevent you from getting your loan. So that's the tip number one, is making sure you have multiple bank accounts, multiple personal bank accounts. A lot of times people just don't think about that. You have the one account and you're doing all of your transactions. You want to form the habit of having multiple accounts and moving your money so your paycheck comes in, you know, maybe keeping your rent payment through there. So or a couple of your bills, and then everything else, that spending account, kind of separately. The other thing, the lender does not like to see cash being deposited into your account, large amounts of cash. That is a flag for the lender. They consider that to be like mattress money. So when you think about the lender or the underwriter that's going to be reviewing your file, they're trying to make sure that you can afford this property that they're going to give to you. So they want to make sure that the income that they see coming in is explained. Yes, I see they're employed at ABC company. Here's your paycheck from ABC company. And then when you start depositing cash deposits, that mattress money, they can't explain that. Okay, that's like a flag. Where did that come from? And what do I need to do with this money? So now you've confused them, and then that could delay the process because they're trying to figure out where this money comes from. Because if it's unexplained, and unexplained can mean, maybe you braid hair on the side, and so you get people pay you cash, and now you want to deposit that money, right? And so but you didn't report that side hustle or side business that you were doing on your tax returns. So now the lender can't even use that money. But say you really needed that money as part of this transaction. You want to make sure that if you have this cash, that you're talking to the lender, that loan officer that you're working with, letting them know about this cash that you have, and let them explain to you or determine if it can be used or if it can't use, or what the next steps is with that. So that's very important. No cash, no large cash deposits going into your account, especially when you have already applied for a mortgage. Secondly, don't make any large purchases like a new car or furniture for your home. A lot of times people get eager and excited, so you got that pre-approval. You might have even found that home that you're going to be moving into, so now you're looking for furniture for that home. You can't do that. The lender, in most cases, is going to pull your credit report again at the close of the loan, and that payment, especially if you finance that furniture, that payment could alter the approval that was given on the home. And yes, we have seen where even if it was $100, it could have killed the deal, and you have to start back from the drawing board. So you have to be a little bit more patient when you're going through this. And then after keys, file, transfer, it's officially yours, then you go after and get that furniture. It's okay to window shop, but do not set up anything where they're pulling your credit and you're buying that furniture for the home. Number 3 would be don't co-sign on other loans for anyone. I see this all the time, and this includes co-signing for a lease for an apartment for someone else. Number 1, you never know if that individual pays that late, and that can hit your credit report. Secondly, again, that income, there's not enough history in there to show that, oh, it's not my car, it's for my sister, or for my boyfriend. You want to make sure that you really stay away from that, and don't apply for anything during this time. Honestly, just even outside of buying a home, you want to stay away from co-signing for other people unless you really know this person. I've had situations where a daughter or a son has co-signed, a situation where actually it was a daughter who co-signed for her mom for an apartment, and the mom did not pay the rent, got behind on the rent, ended up owing roughly about $15,000. And so that also got applied to the daughter's credit. And you probably wonder, thinking like, well, that was the mom. Why would the mom do that to the daughter? I'm sure it wasn't on purpose, but it happened. And that now it's kind of haunting that daughter, because unless she pays for it, if the mom is saying, I don't have the money, and the daughter would take for the daughter to pay for it to be removed, but it's just a bad situation. So you really don't want to get in the habit of co-signing for anyone, and definitely when you're going through the mortgage process, not co-signing for someone. Oftentimes when that salesperson is trying to lure you into that, they'll say, oh, you want to impact your credit, and it absolutely will. And then my number 4 is don't change bank accounts in the middle of this process. Again, The lender is they like to see documented history. And when you do things in the middle of this process, is changing your bank account, you have altered the history that was out there that they used to help pull their data to give you that pre-approval. So while you're going through this process, you want to make sure that you keep that same bank account that you have. Now, I know earlier I talked about, no cash deposit and having a separate account, but this is something that you want to do prior to making that loan application. The sooner the better, because the more history that we can have there, it better looks for the lender. So you have to remember, when you're thinking about buying a home, we are packaging you up, your profile, your credit, your information, your history. We're packaging you up to put you in the best light for that underwriter that's going to be reviewing your file. It's not that you're being a fraud or anything. We just want to make sure that when we show up, we are showing up in the best way possible, because we want the best interest rate. We want the best loan. The underwriter can see these things and require reserves and different things. So we want to put you in the best situation as possible, and making sure that we are as clean. We have a long history that is clean when we present that application and put it out there. So number 5 is don't apply for new credit. Kind of overlaps with not co-signing for someone else, but even for yourself. Do not apply for credit. That's for furniture. That's for a car. Not sure what it is, but oftentimes people like to buy a home and buy a new car. Like, it seems like it happens right around the same time. Bought the home, now I need a new car. And these things, you want to make sure that you are waiting until after signed, sealed, and delivered. You have that new home. Now you can apply for that car or that new credit card, whatever it is that you need. But you want to make sure and wait until after you have that new home. We don't want anything to interfere. It is a sad, sad day when you think that you're going to be closing on the 30th of the month, and then the underwriter or that loan officer is coming back to you to saying, sorry, we're not able to do the loan at this time. And I have seen this situation happen. When you have your credit run, what happens is it's a hard inquiry on your credit. It pulls down your credit score anywhere from, 20 points, 40 points. And so for some of you, that could be detrimental to you being able to get a loan. So we don't want any hard inquiries. We don't want any inquiries at all while you're going through that mortgage process. And then number 6 is don't close any credit accounts. Again, so what you have to realize is that, even if it's a credit card that you have and you're like, well, I'm not going to use this credit card anymore. Maybe you have a new card or something. It's important, not just even for buying a home, but part of what makes up your total credit score is the history, the amount of history that's on that credit. So when you close out that account, it will actually impact your credit score as well. So it's important that you do keep it as is. However you went in, you keep it as is, and then go in and talk to that loan officer. After you've closed on your house, right? You close on your house, you want to make some changes or whatever. I suggest that you reach out to a housing agency to help you with that purchase or financial needs, or just a financial counselor before you get to closing out accounts and trying to figure things out. And don't feel like, oh, well, I only have this or that, like a small amount of assets. It doesn't matter. We all should have someone that we can talk to talk about our financial future and kind of where to go from there. I am happy to talk to any of you. Like I said earlier in this video, I'm actually a certified housing counselor. So I help people all the time reviewing credit reports, getting them on a financial plan, creating budgets. So it's important, even not pre-purchase, but even post-purchase, making sure that you're building out that plan for you and your family so you can begin to leave legacy. It's so important for us to leave legacy for our family, our kids. So bottom line, through all of this, if you are thinking about buying a home or you're in the process of having a mortgage, it's important for you to protect your credit. No matter what you hear, get a second opinion. Call that loan officer if you have some questions or you're thinking about running your credit. You may be in a situation where the loan officer say, well, yeah, you should be good. You will you have enough, your credit is strong enough that if you get a new credit card or whatever, but let that loan officer tell you that before just making that move. Let me see, I think I see the bill payment account, Patrina, you can do that as well. And I'm guessing you're talking about where you, are you talking about for reporting credit, using a bill payment account for reporting credit? I guess I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that bill payment account, but it's so important for you guys not to just run your credit and be prepared for all of that. So that is all that I have for you guys today. If you have any additional questions, please reach out. You can reach me by calling the phone number that is scrolling below me on the screen. I am still working. I'm not planning on going anywhere for the rest of 2020. So I'm around here to answer all of your questions. Make sure that you like or subscribe to my channel. I come on here all the time providing lots of tips and information to you guys. I'd love to hear from you and have a wonderful, wonderful holiday weekend. Have a good day, guys.